Welcome back to our second last part, and this is part 12 on our truss creation. So if you take a look on the screen, we have done almost everything. Now what's left is just the cladding rails here, and both sides, and on the gable side, and also the sag rods on both sides. Now let me just take you quickly on how we can create the clad rails. So we have a tool under macro gallery here, under structural members. We have all the macros here. So I'll go straight and create guts. Guts is another name for cladding rail. Now I'll click on that and come here and snap right there. And snap all the way to this end. Snap all the way to that end. Now, if you take a look ahead, they created this before, and the reason why I've done that, there's some little corrections that I've done. So I've just clicked all from that end to this end. Though we just clicked two columns. Let me just go back to the macro. If you left click on that macro right there, and you come at the bottom end here and read, select two columns. You select this column and the full length of the structure to the farthest let me just repeat that. I'll click this column, then move all the way to the last column. So the moment I click on the last column, I'll be able to create all the guts. Now, I've done so I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Now, if you take a look here, you can see select two columns. Now, I'm going to select on that column and select on this column here. So you'll be able to see the cladding rails have been placed already on that position. Now, we'll go the other side. I'll right click and come to and pick my my point of interest. So I'll select any joint there, then right click and hold, then turn your mouse like that, and you'll be able to see that. So I want to create another gut cladding rail or guts here. I'll select on that and move all the way to this far end here. Though I had created a door here, just I was just defining where the main entry will be. So I'll click right here, right there. So you can see also the orientation of the purlins also depends on which side on which side you're starting to place your purlins. I've started placement from my right to the left. So you see where the cladding rails are. So I'll right click and right click once again and click interrupt, and then do that, and I'll start creating my purlins from my left going to the right, so that the cladding rails will come on the other side, on this face, or on the exterior side of the structure. So I'll activate or invoke that particular macro right there, then select on that column, then move to the farthest here. So once I've done so, you'll be able to see this column, these cladding rails are appearing on the exterior part of this structure. Now I'll do the same thing. I'll select that column and come here and select this column here. So you can see we have that in place. Now for the time being, let me just get rid of this bracing, because I had created that entry. Now we can get rid of this. To create that is very simple. I'll just brief you on how I did that, or to define the entry. It's just offsetting or creating members on the exact location where you've decided to place the door, or the door frame, or the shutter. Now I want to place another cladding rail on that. I want to place cladding rail from that column to this far end here on this gable side. So I'll just click OK, because there's some information are not correct here regarding this column. Let me just undo that. I had some misalignment on this column, so we can have two columns here. So let me just delete that. That's why you can see there's some informations are not right. Now if I come here and click on that column and come all the way to this column here, and we can create the cladding rails. Now if you take a look at the bottom end here, you can see the cladding rail is almost at the bottom end of our base plate. So what we do, we have to adjust it slightly up. So I'll select that member, then press letter M and enter, So if I come here, I'll be able to adjust. I'll be able to shift it up by 300 by 400. So if I click on that, I'll be able to move up like that. I'll do the same to this side. Just type letter M after selecting only one cladding rail, then enter on my keyboard after pressing letter M. Then I'll feed in here 400, then click apply. So you can see that they're in the same plane or the same level on this side and this side of the gable. So you can see everything on the same level, but except this one here, which need to be corrected. So we have to correct this. So I'll check that later on. Let me just come here and counter check this. You can see this one still at the bottom end. So what I can do is just select on that, then press letter M and enter. So if I come here and just type 400 there and click OK, and everything get adjusted upward. So if you come here, you can see the adjustment has been reflected on that end. Let me just turn that around and also place some adjustment on this far end. So I just press letter M and enter, then come to the setting dialog box under macro, under multiple guide creation. Then I'll feed here 400 right here. Then I'll click apply, then give it an OK. So I'll move to the other side also and select on that member, then press letter M on my keyboard and enter, then come and type letter and type 400 offset, upward offset, then click on empty screen to deselect that member. So let me just walk around and check any part that hasn't been connected. So let me just come here and place the base plate at the bottom end here, because initially we had some two columns in one place. So let me just come to base plate here and add another base plate, place base plate right there. So we have our base plate in place. So let me just turn that around and check whether we still have our gusset plate on the side of bracings. So it's intact. So we can move to the connection of the cladding rail. So I think that one we can share on the next presentation. So let's meet then, where I'll be showing you how we can add sac rod and also how we can connect the cladding rails. Though we had done this before, but I'm repeating this because this time our structure is truss, and truss we also use the cladding rails and also roof purlins on top. So let's meet then. Bye bye. This is Morris Bimba.